Did I tell you I got yelled at recently? And the guy was really mad.
At work?
At work.
Oh, God, what did he say?
So I call him, and I was trying, the person I was calling was supposed to be a girl, right? And I called, and it was a man, and so I asked if the girl was available, and he was like, am I allowed to cuss?
Yes, please.
He was
Fuck
like,
yes.
He goes, you motherfuckers need to stop fucking calling me. Like, you dumb, educated college people, stop fucking calling me. And he was like, I have a penis in between my legs. Does it sound like I have a fucking pussy? And I was like, I'm so sorry, sir. I'll make sure to get you off that call list. And he was like, no, fuck you. It's been 2 years. 2 years of this shit. He's like, fuck you, you dumb, educated bitch. And hung up.
Dumb, educated bitch.
It was kind of my favorite compliment / like insult I've ever heard in my entire life.
You ugly, beautiful woman. It's just like so confusing. That's insane. And you just at a call center?
Yeah, I work at GCU.
I forgot that you were at the call center.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned once that you like I had a bad call, and I was like, okay.
Oh, I've had so many of them, but like I actually did put in my 2 weeks. So
bye.
No more crazy calls.
Okay.
But it was kind of really funny. A lot of people get their feelings hurt for some reason, like when people yell at you on that job, but they have no idea who you are, so it doesn't matter. Like they're not actually yelling at you. And so some people get really sad, and I feel so bad.
That's what's crazy about customer service, is I'm like, I don't know if I would in customer service be worried and be like, ugh, that person just said I sound dumb. Or I'm like, wait, I literally just hung up the call, and that's like one of the billions of people on Earth.
Well,
and now they're just little Sims running around, and now I just will never probably interact with that one again.
No,
like,
it's worse. Like when I was a barista, that shit was terrible when they would like really yell at you and like hurt your feelings because they're saying it to your face.
Yeah, right.
Like someone calls you dumb, educated bitch. Okay, hang up. Like I was like, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I hung up the phone. Like.
Perfect. Yeah, especially with the customer service on the phone, you can just be like, let me say the little rehearsed line, so just in case they're listening, I was a good employee, and hang up.
Yeah, I did get docked recently I forgot to say on a recorded line. So they do listen in on all conversations, so I'm sure they heard that one and they were like, oh like, it got progressively worse.
They're like, uh-oh, she didn't say that this is a recorded line for possible training purposes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. So, not my best moments.
And now what do you want to do for work now?
So I also work at a place where I work with kids who are on the spectrum. And I go to their houses and I do like respite and rehabilitation with them and habilitation. So basically like babysit them, and then I have to like I have to help them achieve certain tasks. So like if it's like washing your hands or brushing your teeth or learning how to shower, stuff like that.
You are so perfect for that. That is like truly your skill set. You have so much patience with kids.
Yeah.
Kids and you just get along so perfectly. I need some of that in my life.
Yeah, same IQ probably, but I don't have that same temperament though with like adults. Like whatsoever. It's only a kid thing. So definitely a good thing I'm working with kids my entire life.
Yeah, I mean, you're so good at it. I just don't. With kids, I have the same temperament I have with adults. And then I'm like, why is the kid not understanding? And I'm like, oh, right. I got to get on its level.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Haven't done that in a while. Haven't really hung out with a child. I don't think I'm good at that. They don't like me. I remember I only babysat when I was in high school. And it was only because I had my sisters, and we were the babysitting trio. But then people would think that we were over-equipped because there were so many of us, and we'd babysit like 7 children.
Oh God!
And it was a nightmare.
Or the worst is like they give you like, it's like you get paid $15 an hour, and you worked like 2 hours, so you get $30, and it's like 3 of you, and you don't get paid individually. You're like, great, I get no money. Yes. Like this shit's terrible.
Oh yeah, when they'd be like, well, here's your amount, here's a check, and we're like, oh, this is great. And then one of you's like, we're splitting that 3 ways.
Yeah.
And we're like,
great, I get $10.
Yeah. I'm like, it's so disappointing.
No. Some of the worst experiences I've ever had in my entire life were with babysitting kids. Like, I called my mom one time, almost bawling my eyes out because I was babysitting her ex-boyfriend's kids. And they were fucking terrible. And I was 16, just got my license. I was going through a rough patch in my acne. And this little demon child, she was terrible. She was looking at me and she's like, your face looks like you have pepperonis on it.
Oh, the classic. The classic.
I was
How
like,
dare she
"You are
dig
a
that low?
bitch, and you're 5." And
Oh,
then,
no.
And then they had the son, and the son was honestly like okay, but then he just like would randomly have outbursts, and like he didn't talk a whole lot. And they had a fucking pig, okay?
A pig?
A pet pig in the house.
Like a teacup pig that got big.
It's really large. It was like,
What?
I guess like
hell?
half this bed. Like,
Yeah,
and like
like a
here.
a
So
full
it was a
pig.
fucking huge pig. And the pig did not like me for some reason. It really scared me. And I swear to God, like I swear on my life, everyone's life, pigs bark. Because that pig, I swear, was barking at me. Like he jumped on the couch and cracked their iPad.
The pig.
The pig. And then so I tried to push the pig off and he started barking at me and I was like, oh shit,
pig?
okay. Like you fine. Like you can have it. And then eventually the pig, and so I wasn't sitting on the couch because I was scared of this pig. And eventually the pig put itself to sleep and literally tucked itself into this little blanket and then went to bed.
Yeah, that's a farm animal.
Yeah.
That needs to be in a barn.
It was fucking terrible. And then to like make the night even worse, because like these kids were terrible, the girl was mean, she sucked, and finally they're like, you can have anything in the fridge, like eat whatever you want. And I was like, perfect. I see some strawberries and some chocolate syrup.
Oh, here we go.
I'm like, that sounds phenomenal. So I take a bite of this strawberry and I look and there is a fucking live caterpillar in the strawberry just squirming around.
And you bit off some of it?
No, I somehow completely missed it. Like I must have got its juices or something, but like I didn't eat it at all. It was completely alive.
Ew, in a strawberry.
In the strawberry that I ate.
Oh my god.
It was terrible. And then I think they paid me like $8 an hour. So like I
What?
only got,
That's like-
I did not get a whole lot. And I babysat them for like 5 or 6 hours. Like, and they didn't even tip. Like, you know how you normally pay and then tip on top of it? No, nothing. And it was terrible. And I called my mom and I was like, I'm never babysitting for them ever again. Like, never.
Wow. Those experiences definitely are like defining when it comes to like what you will and won't do for money. As like a kid, it's like, okay, well now I know to not do that again.
They asked me like 5 times. I was like, so
Begging
sorry.
you,
I'm actually.
they're like, come back, please. We go on date night once a year because of this.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, get your pig under control.
Yeah, fucking.
Not even your kids, just your pig and your caterpillar strawberries.
Yeah, like I don't want you to cook it because that would be really sad. But just like give it to a nice farm and let it live a fun life. But it should not be in that house.
Like a pig in a home.
Yeah.
And it just sleeps in a blanket.
There's like a dog bed on the ground and then there's a blanket. And I saw it and I was like, what the fuck's the point of that blanket? Like, there's no way. And the pig got under it. I don't know how that happened. I literally was sitting there and I looked and the pig was under the blanket. And the kids were asleep. So it had to have been the pig. There was no other options. But it just was so confusing. And then at one point, though, I was laying on the couch because the pig was asleep. And I was just waiting for them to come home. And then all of a sudden I'm video recording like a Snapchat to one of my friends talking about this fucking pig and how it's like a demon and how I hate this pig and all this stuff. And the fucking pig walks by. And I'm like, I swear to God, he's going to kill me. Like, it's literally going to kill me. And I just sat there silent for like 10 minutes because I was so scared.
Like, warthogs are dangerous. I doubt pigs are much less dangerous. I bet they have some killing spree in them.
Oh, they have to. The fucker's like bulky. Like he could easily break a toe for sure. I don't know. Also, they eat like apples and everything like that, and they bite through it, so they have to have a good bite.
Yes, they'll like eat a whole leftover like apple core.
Yeah.
And you're like, uh-oh.
So they would for sure attack me. Also, my fingers when I'm trying to move it gently, and like I don't want to pick it up like a dog. Like I don't think he'll like that. So
a whole pig.
Yeah, it was not a good experience at all.
Yeah, because I just remember reading about it when I was in high school that teacup pigs aren't real.
No.
It was like,
They're
no, you're
called
just buying a
babies.
piglet.
Yeah. Okay, that's what they're called. They're not called babies. They're called piglets.
I guess it's a baby pig. A piglet.
It's a piglet.
I feel like that's piglet. English is the best way to describe a little pig.
I know.
Everything should be like a doglet.
What would you call a baby?
A dog and a
A
doglet.
babelet?
A babelet. Go get my babelet. I left my Beyblet on the counter.
It sounds like a kid's trying to say a tablet, but like hasn't been able to like pronounce the T yet.
Wow, you're right. Go get my tablet.
I don't like that one. Or like, no, there's nothing for babies. Like inflant, but like that.
Inflant. Get my inflatable.
Wait, piglet. No, I guess.
Piglet. Yeah, never mind.
Yeah, there's nothing else. Like calflet.
Calflet.
That sounds like Catholic.
Go get my Catholic inflatable Beyblet.
No, calflet's for a cow, like a calf.
A calflet. Yeah, baby cow. Cow. Just Calvinism. But I knew the one thing we had to mention. Glass animals.
Oh, yes. That's like where we became true friends, I feel like.
Glass Animals, Dreamland.
Yes.
That album is my definition of Phoenix. When I hear that album, I hear like Phoenix. I like see the city in my mind.
No, every time I hear any sort of Glass Animals song, I feel like I'm cheating on you. Like, I'm not even kidding. Every single time I'm like, fuck, like this is not fair. Like, Hudson's not here. We can't appreciate it together.
Literally, I hear it and I'm like, where's Taylor?
Yeah.
No, I need to see them at like a festival.
I was hoping they were going to go to Coachella this year.
That was our dream. Remember, we were like their ultimate Coachella lineup.
I feel like it sucks because I think that if COVID didn't happen and the first year of Coachella that was supposed to happen did, I think that there would have been a better shot of Glass Animals being there last year or this past year. But because then they still had like one more year and they had to keep all the artists that they had already had on basically.
Yeah.
And so then it wasn't even like the new up and coming artists.
Exactly. They definitely deserve it.
Yeah.
I know that I've seen them at certain festivals before and been like, I want to go out of my way to go. But it'll be like in Dover, Delaware. I'm like, okay. I'll hold off till they're a little bit closer. But they need to go to Red Rocks.
Well, they came here, but the tickets were fucking $300.
Jeez.
Yeah. And then I thought they were gonna play at Outside Lands. That's what's called, right?
Right? They were such a perfect Outside Lands artist.
Yeah.
And the fact they weren't there is devastating.
Yeah, I didn't understand that. Like, again, with, like, the Coachella, they had Tame Impala, and I feel like that was the same sort of vibe of it. And I was like, oh, that would, like, match perfectly. Yep. Because we already saw how it worked last time.
Yes. Let's just hope they're on the up and up.
Yeah.
And hope they're next. I really want to go see next year. Hopefully they'll, like, keep touring or release something new to have a reason to go back on tour.
Yeah, because they really have not been releasing.
They've just been riding on the Dreamland wave, but I feel like it's great. They're really riding it out.
Well, we've said it before, like, the fact that they did so well on this last album, like, I don't think there was a single song that I didn't like. Mm-hmm. And so it's like, how can you get any better than that? How can you release any album that was just, I think it was so perfectly.
So good.
Yeah.
The fact that every single song, even the weird little interludes that are like his home videos, when those come on shuffle, I'm like, don't skip that.
No, you
just
can't.
play the little 10-second home video.
Yeah,
like, they're all so good.
No, and it all fits in perfectly whenever you listen to it, like, throughout the entire album, like, all the way through.
It's probably the best album that flows for me, of, like, connecting the songs.
So cool.
The, like, aesthetic.
Yeah.
It's
I think
so
it
good.
fit it so well because when I remember every time I listen to it, I feel like I'm tripping on acid.
Yep.
Though I've never tripped on acid, it's just how I feel like tripping on acid would feel.
Yeah, same. I don't need to trip on acid. I have Glass Animals.
Yeah, exactly. And so then I look at the album cover and I'm like, that's also how I imagine tripping on acid would feel. Again, I don't know. It probably could not be. But
yeah, I think it is. To me, that's what it looks like as well.
Yeah, don't burst my bubble. Give me this little acid trip that I've never had. Okay? Like, I feel like it also reminds me of, like, the Rick and Morty realm. Like, it's just, like, all could be so tied together.
It is. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah.
They need to have a song in Rick and Morty.
That would be so...
That would be so funny.
That would be fucking hilarious.
In the last episode, I told Kale that my, like, favorite song of the week was the Rick and Morty song that is by Tennis. It's in the, like, finale of season 4, and it's, like, that super sad one. I just, like, burst out into singing. It's the, like, Borrowed Time one.
I don't remember.
Anyway, I need to hype up more Rick and Morty soundtrack. Because
Rick and Morty's so fucking funny.
that was also a core bonding
Yeah.
Of just like, and poor Jackson and Emmy.
We would watch it and they would like want to come, and then they would not like it. They would hate it, and they'd be like, "You guys really want to watch this?"
It was just we'd be like, "We're gonna watch Rick and Morty." The silence that would befall a room.
Yeah, they'd be like, "Oh, what are you guys watching?" Okay. When I was younger, I had this belief that like movies, that when I would play a movie, the actors would have to go through the entire movie, the entire way through, and so I would watch High School Musical 2 Summer Vacation over and over and over and over again. And so then finally I'd be like, oh, I really have to give the actors a break. Like, they must be so tired. I've literally rewatched this movie 3 times in a row.
And you thought they were in there dancing for you?
Yeah. Fully for me. I really did think like the world revolved around me for some reason. I actually literally used to think that every single person had their own moon that followed them. So like
you thought the moon that was outside was just yours.
And everyone had their own moon that just followed them. Because everyone saw the moon. Well, just because everyone saw the moon at a different angle, so no one was looking at the moon the exact same way. Like, I literally thought this scene for like years.
I was such an opposite child of you. I remember when I first started looking at the moon, I went, every other person's looking at that moon. I am just a person. I was like, there's just one big rock up there, and we're all looking at a little rock. I need to go to bed.
I'm just a little egocentric
You're like,
maniac.
I love my moon. It looks so good up in the night sky.
All of your guys' moons fucking suck.
And you thought they couldn't see they couldn't see the moon?
I don't really know, okay? I'm not saying I was illogical. There was also a time when I was a kid, I was like 2nd grade. Like, I should not have said this. This is embarrassing. And it was like 6 a.m. And I looked up, I'm like, oh my gosh, the moon is so bright right now. And they're like, Taylor, that's the sun.
You were like, it's a full moon, guys. They're like, it's dawn. Like, the sun is rising. Oh, imagine. Childhood me hanging out with childhood you would have been insane. I thought so many weird things like that too. I literally thought that whenever my dad was like getting the camera out for like a family event, he'd be like, oh, it ran out of juice. Be right back. And he'd walk up to the desk and I was like, damn it. One day I really want to try the like whatever weird orange juice my dad keeps in his study. Because every time he comes back with the full camera full of juice, and I bet it's real good. I bet the orange juice is yummy. I remember thinking of like he was going in there and getting out a bottle of orange juice and opening up like a Nerf gun situation where there was like a little opening that you could screw off, and he was just pouring orange juice into the camcorder. Yeah, imagine if I had been like, let me help, and just poured juice all over a camera and it exploded.
Yeah, that would not have been good.
I also didn't understand. I thought that I was impermeable to electricity. So I was like, I'm not conductive.
Wait,
so I would like get electrocuted all the time because I was like so confident that like I would not be like shocked by the outlet. Okay,
so like I get it the first time, right? You think like I'm invincible, but after it happened a few times, it still hadn't clicked. Like it was just like, no, that was a fluke.
I thought I was invincible because I had a little set that was like these click-on, like clasp magnet things. I feel like maybe Clay had this as a child. Do you remember those little, like, you snapped them together and they were like snap electricity, and you could like have a little battery. There was 2 AA batteries you like plugged into it, and you had a little grid, and you could like make a little electric board.
I'm glad you think that I made
insert here. I will find it. And you had 2 AA batteries, and you could make like a connective board. And my parents were like, this is so cool, he's learning electronics as a child. No, they were just giving me an ability to electrocute myself. Snap circuits. Oh my gosh, insert snap circuits here. I loved those because the whole point was to have a fan, and you would make your own circuit board. Oh, I used to see that, and I was like, you'll never catch me doing those ever. And I would, see any of the blue ones? Those are just regular conductors, and the other ones are like flipping them. And I would take the blue pieces off and put my fingers on either end and become the conductive board. And it obviously is AA batteries. Like, it's not too much, but I would feel like my little hair standing up on my back because I was touching things. But then the power I felt when the fan would turn on because of me, I was like, this is amazing. So I thought I was like Thor.
You're like a power-hungry 5-year-old.
Literally.
Give me all the power.
And then one day, I was doing it, and I like didn't follow the instructions because there was a book where every different page was like a different layout to make something happen. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something out. This one looks good here. Just being like stylistic. I'm like, this one needs another one. And I did it and touched it, and like the fan like sparked into the air, and it smelled like so bad. Like I think I burnt out the battery by like shocking. And I was like, my fingers are numb. I had like electrocuted my fingers. And then for some reason that didn't stop me. So then I once tried to unplug my dad's huge like power strip in his study because I accidentally downloaded a virus. And I was like, well, if I unplug the computer, it'll fix it. And I accidentally touched the rod when it was still in the... And I literally shocked myself.
It's so scary.
It's so traumatizing.
Yeah.
And my parents literally walked in. They were like, we have to go to church now. And so I was like literally electrocuted out of my mind. And they dragged me to church.
It like feels...
insane.
And it's not even that it like hurts, like you're in pain, but it's just like... It is a pain that you just can't describe. Yeah. And it's not really a real pain. Yes. Like, I'm sure if, like, you would have been doing a heartbeat test, like, I don't know. It doesn't hurt, but it does.
Electrocution is so weird.
But it's not even really electrocution. It's just, like, little baby electrocution. If you think
yeah, you're right.
Like, imagine getting, like, electrocuted with, like, lightning.
Imagine getting struck by lightning. There's a new Rex Orange County song out.
I know. I listened to it, and it's very different. I mean, I listened to it in the shower, so I haven't fully appreciated it.
Shoot. But
I don't know, it's very different than what I'm used to. Because I was going to say him. I think he's probably my favorite artist.
Yep.
But,
And she's seen him?
Have I?
You have, right?
No, because I was supposed to go to Coachella, and then COVID fucking hit.
I forgot.
And it was,
how dare I bring this up?
I know. It was heartbreaking. Literally. And then he didn't even fucking come back.
Then they changed the whole set list.
I mean, they did, but they didn't. Like, they kept the headliners, except when Kanye, you know.
Kanye's like, you know what? I've had enough.
And then it was like...
Then The Weeknd came.
The Weeknd and
even
like
better.
Swedish House Mafia, I think.
Yep.
But I went on Sunday. I got a free ticket. So I just... Well, okay, it was really nice because I guess he's like kind of uncle, cousin, he's a friend of the family, but like he's family sort of thing.
Perfect.
And he was going to Coachella, and so I asked him, I'm like, hey, do you know anyone that has is selling a ticket for Sunday? Because Nate was graduating on Friday, so I couldn't go to Coachella for the whole weekend. Oh. And I was so bummed. But then I was like, I want to go on Sunday. I have friends that are going. I will be going. Uh-huh. And so then I texted him. He's like, yeah, I have a ticket. I'm like, okay, like how much do you want for it? And he's like, Taylor, are you stupid? Like, I'm just going to give it to you. I was like, oh, thanks, Chow. And so
Chow.
I told you about Chow, I think.
Yeah, I love Chow.
Yeah.
I completely forgot. I love him, though.
Okay, I would say either Rex Orange County or I really am liking Ty Verdes right now. Is that how you say his name?
Ty Verdes?
Yeah, he was in, a show that I watched. And it's like some stupid reality TV show, I swear. Or he looks exactly like someone that has been. But now he has some really fun songs.
Shoot, I'll have to check him out. I've never heard of him.
They're just very like... I'm not like stonery, but they're just fun. Yeah.
Okay, I already like it.
Yeah, it's so fun.
What's your favorite by him?
I really like We Would Have Some Cute Kids. I just think that's such a cute little concept.
Okay,
like,
wait, I like this.
Isn't that so cute? Just the fact of like, so if someone wrote a song for me just saying like how cute our kids would be and like how it's like part of it's like, and all the other parents would be jealous and all this stuff. And I'm like,
that's great. Cute. That's awesome. Mm-hmm. I love a new recommendation.
You should definitely listen to him.
He was on Are You the One?
Yes!
Our fact checker, the Peanut Gallery is so helpful.
No, I don't like Peanut Gallery. I feel like it's like passive aggressive. Anytime my family ever called me the Peanut Gallery, it was never a compliment.
Oh, God.
Ever.
Okay, we need to come up with a better name for the off-camera folk other than just being like, Clay.
The fact-checking peanut.
The fact-checking peanut. The fact-checking
gallery.
There isn't a gallery. There's just a peanut. Just the fact-checking peanut.
I will take it.
That's so fun.
This is the peanut gallery over here. That's what's happening. Omar Apollo, his stuff is so good, and he has an album that's recently out that I'm still obsessed with, and I just can't get over the fact that he's releasing new singles. And Archetype almost said archetype. Archetype is a new single by him, and that's probably my song of the week. That is so good. Like, something about his voice and his stylistic decisions that he makes. He's very Dominic Fike in my mind. He just sounds a lot like him, of being able to just blend a lot of different genres. It's like kind of hip hop and then suddenly like folk, like the same song. He's so diverse. He just is so cool.
Huh. I like him a lot. I think I've heard he's not very good live.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure it was him.
I'll figure that out and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, I've heard that maybe it was just that one time, but
he's hot and he's gay. And that'll be all that gets me there. I'll just stand there and be
I honestly don't even care if he can't sing.
Just make some noise and I'll be there front row. Like,
okay, but when they can sing, and even if they're not even very attractive, I would say it makes him so much more attractive.
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
I saw Daniel Caesar live, and I was front row, and it was at Coachella, and the man, I love his music, first of all. He had the most beautiful voice I had ever heard in my entire life. And if I would have just saw him on the street and I would have had no idea who he was, like, I wouldn't have, like, not in a mean way. I just, like, he's not, like, an insanely attractive person. I was literally looking at him like, you are a fucking angel. And you could sleep with me right now. Like, and I was a virgin. Like I wasn't having sex. Like,
yeah, take me, Daniel Caesar.
I was like 16. Like, what the fuck was he actually going to, nothing. He wasn't going to do shit.
I did not know that until recently, that I've had so many people tell me that their fantasies of going to concerts wasn't to listen to the music and have a good time, that the ideal concert was getting front row so they see you, pluck you out of the crowd, and like marry you.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's like a girl's dream.
Yeah,
a fantasy
I remember
at a concert.
one time at Coachella, me and my ex had just broken up, and so like I was, off the rails. Not really. I didn't do anything bad because I was with my friends, but like I was flirting left and right.
Emotional off the rails.
So I'm sitting and we're listening to fucking Mac DeMarco, right?
Ooh.
Yeah, it was so fun. And me and my friends, we were like dancing and everything like that. And before I'd never heard of Mac DeMarco. And so I was listening, and he's probably one of the best concerts I've ever been to.
Good.
Only because I didn't even know his music, and I loved it so much that I was like, oh, this is how you know he's a really good artist. And the cameraman, for some reason, loved us. And so he kept putting us on the big screen at Coachella.
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
We had friends like taking pictures, sending it to us. And then all of a sudden I look, and there's like the fucking Dolan Twins right there. And they keep, like, one of the, I don't know which one it was, keeps looking our way. And I was like, holy shit. If I get pulled away by Dylan or Grayson or whatever.
By Dylan O'Brien.
If I could get pulled by Dylan O'Brien, that man is literally so beautiful. And he's my forever celebrity crush. And I would marry him on the spot.
Yep.
On the spot. But no, Grayson
one of the Dolans.
One of the Dolans.
Where are they? They just left.
I have no idea. And I'm pretty sure I heard they're not very nice people. I don't know. But
I mean,
I feel like I did hear that on a like podcast that I was listening to.
I guess they're just done. I haven't heard from them in so long.
Well, I feel like when you're that young and you get into any sort of like social media stuff, like you're gonna get lost.
Yep.
Some way, like you are, especially if you don't have, I feel like, a good head on your shoulders or like a good support system. You are screwed.
Yep, you are very right about that.
Yeah,
that's wise.
So.
And they were just standing next to you.
Well, they kept looking at me, and I thought they were looking at me, and then I asked my friends because I was with 2 couples, and I was like, or 3 couples. I was like, is he staring at me? Because like it was like I was the only person on the railing that did not have a man around their arms.
Oh, right.
And I was wearing a top that was very cleavage showing. Probably not the most appropriate.
It's Coachella.
Yeah, I was actually wearing more than most.
See,
but
the bar is low.
So literally nothing happened. But it would have been my dream if like I keep saying Dylan O'Brien now.
See, your body knows what you want. Your brain is I wish Dylan O'Brien was there.
I do.
Yes,
yeah.
Your music taste is just so good. It's like the perfect, it just is the best of like a Coachella taste.
I don't think I've ever once been complimented. Like, I just can't ever imagine, like, when I think of good taste in music, my taste is not, like, I don't exactly pride myself. So I appreciate that compliment. Because I pride your music taste. I like yours a lot. But never once have I ever been like, yeah, I have a solid music taste. Like, I'm like, I just like a little bit of everything.
You do, though. You do. Do not underestimate yourself.
Oh, thank you.
And we can't forget to mention it. The pillow.
I know. I wish we should insert it right here.
Insert pillow. I accidentally ordered 2 of these when I first met Taylor, and I had 2 just sitting around my room, and that was like the first day we met.
No, it was, so I had met you I think like once or twice, and then I was having the worst day ever. Like, it was such a terrible day, and then I get a knock on the door, and it's Hudson, and he's like, I have a present for you. And I was like, okay. And he like pulls out this pillow. I was like, oh my, like I literally could have cried. Like, I was having such a bad day, and it was so sweet. And then you were like, I just have like, they accidentally sent me another one, and I thought you would like it. And it was like all of the artists that I listened to, and I was like, this is great. And then that's really what like sparked our friendship.
Yes, is being on looking at the pillow and going like, this one and that one.
Yeah.
I need to make a pillow number 2.
Yeah, that would be so fun.
A new updated one, but
collection. Yeah.
Some of the albums on the pillow still hold up.
They do. There's a Rex one on there that I really like.
Good.
Yeah.
Ugh, it's such a good. It's like, I don't know if there is a better grid of little albums. I may be maxed out on pillow number 1.
Yeah, it's like the Dream House. What's it called? Dream House? Was that the
Dreamland?
Dreamland album. Can't get any better.
You can't get any better than it.
So they're never gonna release something else.
Yep, exactly. Mm-hmm. And I feel like the pillow was the original idea of me trying to like conceptualize the podcast.
Really?
It was me being like, I just love music. And
okay,
I just want to talk about music. You know what? I'm just gonna put this on a pillow. And then now look at me. I feel like
look at you.
Look at me.
Look at us.
Look at us. Who'd have thought? Who'd have thunk?
2 bitches were left.
When I'm 13, I'll be a real man because I can get in the bigger pool. And then it's like,
Jewish.
I sound Jewish?
Yeah, because when you're 13, you turn into a man.
Yeah, I literally do sound Jewish. But I mean, that basically was how the gym was. The Jews and the gyms.
Speaking of people being Jewish, I didn't know how to segue into that without that's not sounding the best.